Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in Columbus, Ohio. In the previous episode, we finished up the 2033 NHL entry draft, and you know what? It wasn't too shabby. I think some of you might say that we overpaid to acquire the 10th overall pick from the Winnipeg Jets, but I think the guy that we acquired in Maxim Prokhorkin, God, somebody tell me how to pronounce that, please. I will never know how to pronounce that. 73 overall, 18 years of age. He was one of the best players in that draft. This guy's gonna fill in for a lot of the guys that will lose here in the future. 18, he's going to be great. And I think he was the biggest win of the draft for us. I think moving up the guys that we traded, we had a plethora of goalies. We traded away Jean Mathot after he had a great season, but I don't know if that he had a great season because of the way the team played in the regular season or because he was that good. Now, his stats overall weren't great, but it sucks to lose an 84 over a goaltender, but I think for the future, that was the right move to get Maxime Pro. That's what I'm going to call him, Pro. Maxime. We also acquired Hansel, who's looking like a damn good player, 66 at 18 years of age. We got Audiers, nope, somebody tell me how to pronounce that. It wasn't a bad draft. We got Kamitsky too, but we got a lot of goalies. We drafted a lot of goalies. Olsen, Kupanen, and Mestier. We got a lot of goalies, like we usually do. It's just trade assets. It's good asset management. It is. Now, we have a lot of questions to answer today. As you see right there, we have $6.425 million in cap space. Now, if we lose McAvoy, why do I always do that? If we lose him, our defense is not looking as good as it usually does. Maybe in these years to come, we draft heavy on defensemen. Maybe we look to trade for a good defensive prospect. But right now, if we want to win another cup in this window, we have to get McAvoy. McAvoy? Really, Owen? McAvoy back. We do. So I'm going to extend an offer to him. 6.425. Oh, his asking price is 6. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't even. Times 0.85. We can get him for this, but he has to accept this contract. Now, if I go to 8 years, he won't. Okay. He wants this deal. If he wants to play on this team, he's going to have to accept that deal. And before we can do anything else, he has to sign that contract. Okay, I did do a few things off camera. I offered coaches contracts and I offered scouts contracts, but you don't need to see that right now. It's not very important. Bedna. Okay, we'll deal with that later. It's not that big of a deal. Keane. Okay, wow. Come on, boys. Anytime now. This is important. Oh, that is a huge blow. He does not want to come back on that deal for $500,000 less. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign everybody else and then go ahead and deal with that. Byers, we really don't need him. Low Elite is not going to help us very much. I will offer a contract to Finger and Lazarev. Yes, okay. Schubert doesn't want to come back, so I won't give you a contract, goddammit. Okay, Franzen, nope. Schnard, if he wants to come back, sure. Also, two-way contracts have gone up to $1 million. Awesome. So, wow, Milano wants $2 million. I'm sorry, Milano. You're gonna have to go to free agency. Maybe if we want you back, we'll offer you a contract. And ooh, this sucks. Zane Nystrom, who we drafted in the first round in 2025, he was originally a top 6, and he's dropped off to a bottom guy. So that sucks. But I'd love to keep him in the franchise for a bit longer. To Sherling, get him back. Nick Robertson, if he wants a decent contract. Yeah, 2-way contracted, obviously give him that. Leonov. One way, okay. If he wants a 1-way, I'll give him a 2-way. If he doesn't want that, we'll let him go. No biggie, no shame on that. Okay, there's a lot of AHL guys that we have to get back. Just, can they all accept make my job a bit easier? It's a tough off-season as it is. Make my job a bit easier. I don't ask for much. Go ring, and then Bellows, I'm just going to let go. He doesn't want a contract, and he'll ask for way too much. RFAs that we haven't even talked about yet. John Inla doesn't want much money. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want much money. Awesome. Jacola. Awesome. And then Pavlik, what does he want? Yeah, sure, that works for me. Any unsigned players that I bring on? Maxime, I'd love to get on. Awesome. He should be I want him in the AHL this year. I think he'd be a good player to get in the A this year. I'll offer Barnes a contract. Hansel. If we want the AHL to be a bit younger, I want him on the roster. And then I'm gonna leave. I want Anderson on so we can start grooming him to be a good defenseman. Everybody else can stay. So we're gonna simulate a day. Hopefully he comes on. A few scouts. Come on, scouts. I don't care. Come on, Alfredson. Awesome. Okay. Nystrom. Okay. Cool. So they're not signing because we have so many players on the depth charts. Well, we're that damn good. If you want to play on this team, Leonov doesn't want to come back because he doesn't want a 2-way contract. Okay. Hornquist doesn't want it. Barnes accepts. So they're all giving me problems this year. Or most of them. Okay. Nick Robertson. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, just make my job easy. Okay, a few of them are. Okay, he doesn't. Pavlik. Dope. Okay. So a few of them made my job a bit a little easy. Okay, my game decided to crap itself. Cool. Don't do that to me right now. I really don't. No, I don't appreciate that. Don't do that to me right out of all the times. Not right now, please. Okay. So Nystrom does not want to come back. We're going to release him. We're going to release you. You can go into free agency and do whatever the hell you want, but nobody's going to be as good as us. I'm sorry. You want to play for a winning team? You can play for a winning team. Just accept the goddamn contract. Go Ring wants 1.9. He's not a bad player, too. 32 points on, like, the 4th line this year. He's a 2-way forward. Oh, he's perfect. But I'm going to release him right now. Okay? Don't worry. If we need to get a 2-way forward, I think he'd be the perfect guy to acquire this free agency. But it is definitely going to be interesting. Eager, do I offer him a contract? Well, I mean, yeah, just in case we need a trade chip. Oh, yeah, by the way, SID-WHO is nowhere to be seen. So EA stole my goaltender, my high starter goaltender. Out of the blue, nowhere to be seen. So I'm very peed off about that. I'm quite angry about that. EA, please give me my goalie back. Please, sir. Give me my goalie back, please. I do want money to work with here in free agency. If we need to go after McAvoy. Why do I keep doing that? McAvoy. If we need to go after him in free agency, I will. If there's a cheaper defenseman, I will do that. But for right now, I'm going to have to let him go. Now, I'm pretty sure that's it for all the players we have there. I'm going to go ahead, sim to free agency, and see what's out there in free agency. No, Bedna didn't want a contract, apparently. So we have 42 contracts, 8 slots to work with. Is there any cheap players out there? No. Humphreys is the top guy here. Vesalainen is as well. Oh, he wants... Oh, wow. McAvoy wanted a lot of money. Wow, cool. I love that for us. Kirill Marchenko is doing pretty good in his career. Good to see that. Good old Russian kid. Lundmark. Is there any cheap guy? Ooh, Nikolai Ehlers. Oh, hello there. Well, nice to see you. I will keep that in mind. Okay, but defense is is there any defense out here? Really cheap, really cheap. Come on. Oh, we gotta... No, my God. Oh, they all want so much money. They want so much money. Leonov. I think we're... Oh, my God. Winquist wants so much money. Oh, okay. Leonov. One-way contract. No, dude. We're not going to give you a one-way contract. You're going to accept the deal, and you're going to freaking like it. Schrubert wants a two-way? No, he wants a one-way. Cool. Did we miss any... Oh, is that Cal Foot? Is that Cal Foot? No, it is Carson Foot. Too bad, so sad. Goalies, who's out here in the... SID-WHO! SID-WHO! We have to get him back. Oh my God, SID-WHO. Hello! Ugh. Okay, I'll give him $1 million. $1 million! I want him back. There's no freaking way. I don't care if I trade him away the next episode. I'm not losing him for nothing. There's no freaking way that I lose him for nothing. A year of his progression gone. A year of his progression gone in the wind. Kim Hedman is also there. Okay, any forward defensive prospects out in the world? Byers, who is ours. Wow, Goring wants a lot. Willis, is there anybody there? Everybody wants so much money. We got a fourth line player. Grinder. Well, does he want a two-way contract? I'm going to offer him... Are you kidding me? Two-way contract? Hell freaking yeah. His Grinder might even fit onto this team. I'm not sure, but I throw him a bone. Might as well. If it's a two-way contract, can't lose on that, really. Bulldog as well. Also, apparently a Grinder. So you want a two-way contract? Oh, then we offer it. Then we give him that deal. These guys might even grow a bit during the off season, and we can bring them on. They might even be good scratched players to have just there. Okay, so we do spend $1 million acquiring SID-WHO. Or getting him back. Wow, my house is making a lot of sounds. Who flushed the freaking toilet? Stop it! I just want peace and quiet. Damn it, peace and quiet. So we might have to go out and acquire a defenseman. That might be the smartest tactic right now. Okay, I'm not opposed to doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and see what's on the block. I'll go to propose trade because whenever you do find a trade in this game, it's better for rebuilding because they just give you picks and everything. But if you try to find a defenseman, it really doesn't give you a whole lot to work with. So, okay, Anaheim, we'll start with you. Defending Stanley Cup champions, screw you. I just want a cheap defenseman. Reza ain't too bad. Depth is what we're looking for right this instant. Come on, somebody throw me a bone. Perfetti, Cole Perfetti at $2 million. I'm gonna come back to that. Because that's a damn good player. Especially his offensive stats. It says he would work well on our fourth line. So that might be something to look for. I'll keep that in mind for sure. Robertson, Sider, Dallas, nope. Kane, $12 million man. Oh my God, Detroit, you're a bunch of goons. Florida, Lynn, $6 million. Wow, everybody's being paid so much money. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. Burakovsky. Burakovsky, right winger. I'll keep that in mind as well. We don't have a lot of money to work with, but I'm really looking for a defenseman right now. That's all. I'm just a cheap defenseman because we have trade chips that if we need to find, or if we find a guy with a bit of trade value, we'll have enough money to acquire that guy. Did I say enough money? I mean enough trade value. That's what I meant. Mitch Marner. Pinot. I do want to roll with Piton and Makinen on the third and fourth line because they look like they're going to be pretty damn good players. Calfoot, no thank you. Cheap defenseman, that's all I'm really looking for right now. All I'm really looking for. Any cheap defenseman. Cheap. Okay. So the answer is not really anybody out there, but I want Cole Perfetti. He's gonna digress here soon. Who do they want? Who do they want in exchange for him? So Finger, I'd put him there. Okay. And then second from this year. Okay, and then maybe a third from next year. I rarely trade my own picks, but I'd do that trade. Trade rejected, so we're going to take off the third. Maybe we have a rookie skater they'd be willing to take on. Comiskey might be a good player to throw on. Maybe Pardis. Trade rejected, and then we'll give them the third. That's a lot to give up. But they're none of these guys are going to turn into anything super awesome. So third next year. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger. Trade accepted. Welcome to the club, Cole Perfetti. You're going to be a stud. You're going to be a stud here in Columbus. I don't know where I'm going to roll you exactly, but we will find a spot for you for sure. We might even play... Well, okay. Piton... Yeah, okay, we might have something cooking here in Columbus, and it's not meth. I swear to God, I'm not on drugs. Wee! I'm not on drugs. I'm making deals. Okay, let's go back to defensemen. Who wants less than $5 million who ain't too shabby? Who's a top 6 defenseman? Victor Mete. We don't have enough money. We have enough money for, like, Yoki Harju, who's a right-hander. Vakanainen. Do we get back a Columbus Blue Jackets legend? Do we? Do we do it? No, that's a lot of money to spend. Yikes. Okay, Drisdale, almost 4. God, I'm not sure. Really not sure. McCullum's not terrible. He wants 5 years, though. Ugh. Kylington. Wow, defensemen really want a lot of money. Winquist, who was always a stud for us. You know what? I think we need to bring on a Columbus Blue Jackets legend. Okay, I'll go up all the way, and I'll give you 3 mil. We haven't won a cup since we let him go, I believe. Or I'm not sure. Don't ever believe me when I say stuff, because I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Okay, how many contracts do we have? Because I feel we had 42, we have 43. I think all the players that we gave contracts to will be okay. Come on. Mantha, no thank you. I do have to find a coach, though. Coaching staff. We're doing it live, folks. We'll do it live, yeah. So we need an assistant coach, and we need a goalie coach in the AHL. Okay. Hire coaches. Let's go to AHL associate or assistant? Assistant. Yay. Now, who's got really good teaching stats? Who isn't a goalie? We'll give it to the generalist in Jürgen Stoltz. Cool. What kind of money are we talking about? You want a lot of money? Sure. Is that good for? That's good for me. And then we needed a goalie coach for the AHL. Let's see, AHL assistant. I mean, this person. Oh, we used to have her. AHL goalie coach. What kind of money you want? We'll give you all the money. All the money that you want. We'll give you that. And you can be our goalie coach. Again, okay? Hey, just take the money. Take the money and run, girl. Take it and run. Okay, all these guys, please come back. Or please come onto the team. It needs to work. Stolz has come on, and hell yes, I love to see that. So we do sign a depth forward, and then we do sign Martin. That is huge. Wingquist has signed the contract. So is that everybody? Oh, and SID-WHO. SID-WHO. Oh my god, we got the goalie that EA took from us back. So, a word of advice. Don't sign 7 goalies when it gives you the chance to sign 7 goalies, because it will steal one of your goalies and you'll lose them for a year. Take my advice. Listen to what I am saying. Because apparently I don't know what I was going to say, but apparently it's not a good idea to do that. $3 million to work with. So do we have a right winger? Right winger who doesn't want any money. Oh, but we did get Cole Perfetti. I mean, Smirnov. What a name. I think we gotta go and we gotta get Goring. Yeah, Goring's been pretty good for us. I'll give you a 1-year contract at 2.4. 2.4 works. If he comes back, he comes back, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. Awesome. So sign the deal. Sign the goddamn deal. Do it, coward. Okay, we signed a scout, apparently. Okay. Come on, Matt Goring. Welcome back to the club. And we got the boys in purple back together. That is good to see. That is good to hear. And I can't wait to build this roster up. I'll see you in 2 seconds. So after going over my lineup a few times, how do I describe this? We're a little too full on players. There are too many young players wanting a spot, who deserve the spot in this lineup. Now that means there are some complications, and I'm going to have to trade away a few guys, and that's just how the life is, okay? There are a few guys that have kind of disappointed me in the past that I think that need to go, and that they'll be at the best trade value they'll ever be. And one of those players is Edgar Menino. Left winger, drafted in the 4th round a few years ago. 23 years of age. Don't know if I said that or not. 94th overall. See, when you look at his puck skills, he looks like he's a phenomenal player. But after that, I mean, his shooting's okay. His league average. Offensive awareness could be better. His skating is horrendous. And look, I mean, I don't think we've given him a lot of time to progress into that kind of player, but if there's somebody that needs to go, it's gotta be him. I think he has the downside, the biggest downside compared to everybody else. He has a lot of trade value, though, which is important. And I didn't even see this Maloney guy here. Interesting. You know how I dislike trading in division or in conference as well. Now, there is a player, where is he? His name, what the hell, where'd he go? Okay. Wait, where'd he go? Boutin, he was literally just on the block. Okay. Our defense is looking quite weak, okay? We are looking pretty weak on the defensive side of the game. Now, this is a big risk to try out a young defenseman, but if he works out, that's huge for us. So I want Boutin, and then I want probably a first-round pick. We're giving up quite a bit. Menino has a lot of trade value on him, but they also don't want to give up that player, so it makes sense that that's probably the best we're going to get out of it. So Boutin, what's his first name? Bernard Boutin, BB, 6'5", 19 years of age, a first, and then DeFazio from Edgar Menino, who is on the last year of his entry-level deal. We're going to go ahead, propose trade. Trade accepted. We give up a lot, but I think Boutin is going to be a good addition to this team. Now, we also have to trade someone else. And before we even do that, I want to check view contracts because we have a few guys coming up this season. We have Giroux, who is now a medium elite. We have Zadina. I mean, it's not a huge contract season, but we got a few things to deal with, which probably don't need to be dealt with this moment. Now we have another goaltender controversy. We did get SID-WHO back, which I really didn't account for getting him back. Edgar SID-WHO, 24 years of age, 85 overall, high starter. But then you go into the AHL, and then you got LaPerriere and Forstrom. Personally, I would rather keep on those two AHL goaltenders because they have the age on their side, and they're basically the same overall as SID-WHO. Now, I did try find trade with SID-WHO, but nobody was really wanting him. Okay, because apparently nobody wants an 85 overall goaltender, 2 years at $1 million. I'm going to shop him around. Arizona, who is a rebuilder. Do they have any guys there they'd be willing to give up? Personally, I am looking for defensive prospects. I don't know what got into me these past few drafts, but I haven't been looking for young D-men. I mean, we have a great core, but I think our depth is a little lackluster in the defensive side because after our top four, it kind of drops off, but that's how it is around every team. That's what it is like around the entire league. Anybody else wants to do? So Arizona wants to do. Okay, really, nobody else wants a goalie. Now, Arizona, would you be willing to give me your first round draft pick this year? Personally, I would do that straight up. Because they're going to be bad, I think. I'm not sure, but that's another first-round draft pick, and if they are bad, we cash in big. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're a very deep team. So I'd be willing to go ahead and trade the 85 overall goaltender for a first and a third. Trade rejected. Okay, just the first. Trade rejected. Okay. We really don't have a lot to work with this year. Or as in trade chips. Maybe we give them Comiskey. I would do that. Trade rejected. Okay, so they don't want to give that up. Cool, cool. That's cool. Very fun. Any skaters matching the block? What? Arizona, come on, man. Maybe we try that out. Maybe another defensive prospect as well. Maybe Is this guy a third liner? Second liner? Maybe he would work on the third line because I'm not too sure about who I have on the third line right now. I don't know if he's going to be super awesome. 43 points. I mean, let me think about this. I mean, we could go with another defensive prospect. I mean, there's a lot to choose from on like a rebuilding team like this, and it is a very good goalie. Right? You gotta remember that we're not desperate. I mean, 80 overall defenseman in a second. I mean, that's I mean, I'd be willing to go with the centerman prospect in Gillis and Richmond. Straight up. Rejected. Come on. I know Detroit. Detroit, I know you want to give this up. Detroit, I know you. I'll give you a second next year. So they're willing to do that trade. We get, because Dubois is not getting any younger, maybe this guy is a decent centerman prospect and he can turn out to be something. Richmond will help right away. He's 24, so I don't expect him to get too much better. He has 3 more years, but we have a plethora of goalies that we can choose from, so I would do that trade. Okay, it's officially done. SID-WHO, thank you for signing with this team and trading you right away. Okay, so let me fix this entire roster up. I'll be back. So I think I have found the lines that I want to go with, that I'm feeling sure about. And this is what the 2033-2034 Columbus Blue Jackets are looking like. First line has not changed. I mean, as you see there, they're dipping off a bit. Waugh was a 92, Savoie was a 95, and Woodworth was a 94, I believe. I don't know if that's just age or morale, because you get kicked out in the first round. That kind of hurts, doesn't it? I mean, Giroux, Dubois, and Fallon. Nothing changes there, so our top 6 is unchanged. But the bottom 6 is looking a little bit different this year. We acquired Cole Perfetti, and he is now our third line center to start the season. If things change, and I have a few replacements in mind. Zadina, and then Walker Cowan, the man that we got a few seasons ago in a trade to, I can't freaking remember. What team is Rockford? Rockford, Ice Dog, Chicago. I got him from Chicago. Yeah, I got him from Chicago. And he looks to be a decent little sniper. As you see there, I mean, his shooting stats, I think, are pretty good. He looks like he could be a damn good sniper here on the third line, and I'm hoping he steps up to the plate. Zach Piton, Makinen, and then you got Goring. I went with more of a defensive two-way forward fourth line because I feel like they weren't clutch last year, not letting in goals, and I feel like if you put all these guys together, something good can happen, and if something good doesn't happen, then I have a few extra ideas to fix this lineup. Defense, it was a wild ride. Defense was obviously the hardest part to fix this season, or this previous off season. It was difficult. It really was, getting everything right, making sure I had NHL quality defensemen. And speaking of quality defensemen, Stu Cam, 30 years of age, 95 overall, with Mikko Järvinen, Francis Swift, and then you got Carlos. These two guys might be the top pairing in a few years' time. Then you got Kirk Richmond, who I just traded for, and then you got Jeremy Winquist, former Columbus Blue Jackets legend. Last time he was in the playoffs, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points. What a stud. What a stud. Haven't won a cup since he left. Goaltending, it is looking like Vyacheslav Kavanov, and then you got Hugo Laperriere. Is he Canadian? Yeah, he is Canadian. Hugo. Who looks at a child and goes, Hugo? Scratch players are looking like Shane Beach and then Joey Anderson. Special teams, of course, Woodworth is on the top and first and second power play, who is surprised. Then you got the second power play. Then you got penalty kill, which isn't looking too shabby. Then you got the 3-man. Extra lines are looking like this. 4-on-4 continued. And then you got 3-on-3 right there, including the extra attackers. And then shootout is dynamite. Now, I want to go ahead and show you the AHL. There are a few problems that I'll have to talk about. But Maxime Pro is looking like, when I did best lines, he was up here on the first line, so I think it makes sense to give him all the time in the world to succeed. You look at his shooting stats, we don't know what they are, but he has a 5-star category already. Sniper alongside of Emil Schultz. Who is Nick Robertson? I'm pretty sure I'd rather go with Nick Robertson, because he's the playmaker there. I think the playmaker would work better there. And then you got Kirill Novikov, who is the captain, actually. Then you got Esteban Heward, Emil Schultz, and then Mario Tremblay. Armright Bullbrook, that is a name. Oh my god. Johan Kruger, and then you got Silas Martin. Then you got draft picked in Carol Hansel, and then you got Mikhail Rodin alongside Maurice Meloche. Defense, looking a little iffy, especially the bottom pairing, but I want to give those two young guys the time. Grebishkov, Tumas Jakola, Asher Manning, and then you got Zimmerman, Harrison Barnes, and Jurgen Alfredson. Special teams, I have to go over. Penalty kill is just looking rough. There was nothing I could do to fix it. Literally nothing I could do to fix it. So I'm hoping he's a good enough overall that it really doesn't affect simulation. Goaltending is looking like Cale Forsstrom, and then you got Max Gerber. Now those are the starting lineups for the NHL and AHL teams, and I want to go ahead and simulate an entire month of play just to get a feel for what this team is like. And then the next episode, we will go ahead and simulate the season, hopefully. If the season is going well, then it'll be one episode. And if it's not going well, I'll lose my mind. And I really don't want to lose my marbles. We are barely a cap compliant team, but it all counts. We go 6-0-1 in preseason. Preseason's done. And the first game of the season is against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I'm going to go ahead and slow sim this game. I'm hoping to see a few of our new guys get on the board. Cole Perfetti, I'm looking at you. First period, 0-0. Wish we would have capitalized on some of those shots there. Shots are even, 10 apiece. Second period, 2-1 in our favor. Khalil Fallon, short-handed. Are you kidding me? Jurgensen scores for Pittsburgh, and Joshua Waugh scores for us. Third period. Here we go, boys. Close it down. They lead us in shots barely. Come on, boys. Get the big win here away from home ice against one of our biggest rivals ever in the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, they haven't been our rivals because I don't feel like we've faced enough in the playoffs these past few years, but we get the Game 1 victory. It was a close one, but it's a win nonetheless. Vyacheslav Kavanov with the first star. So that was a big first game, big 2 points. Here we go. Let's simulate all the way to the end of the month. Isn't it weird that Connor McDavid isn't playing in the league anymore? It's weird. It's just weird. Man, another 2-1 win. Okay, back-to-back, and then we've only allowed 3 goals in 3 games. Vyacheslav is being clutch. Nashville again. Come on, big win. 4-3 loss in regulation, our first of the season. And what is the draft looking like this year? We do have New Jersey's pick. Gordy Alcock is the first overall pick. Maybe he's a franchise guy. No scouts in the region. I'll make sure to fix that up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ludwig Bang. That's a name and a half. San Jose and Edmonton back-to-back. 8-0 victory and a 3-0 shutout. Oh my. Vegas, 3-1 loss, 5-2. Philip Zadina wants to talk. Man. Persuade. Dude, you're fine. You know the role you're playing on this team, and I'm glad you know you're a team player. And I appreciate it, Philip. I appreciate it. You know how many times I've been away? You know how many times I've wanted to trade you away because of cap concerns? Speaking of concerns, Giroux, Persuade. I know this is a contract season, but get it together. +5 morale. That's what I'm talking about. Buffalo, Islanders, and Pittsburgh to end the month. 2-1 shootout win. That's a win nonetheless. Islanders and Pittsburgh, come on. End the month on a good note. Samu Makinen has been injured. That's not good. I'm going to go ahead and head coach replace player for these last 2 games here, and then I'll deal with it off screen. Back-to-back shutouts. So that is 4 shutouts in month number 1. Who's leading this team? Jeffrey Woodworth with only 13 points. I mean, that's pretty good, but I feel like the goalies are doing pretty good. They look like they've been doing quite good to start the season. I'm hoping so. Here we go. Vyacheslav Kavanov, 6-2. I mean, last year he was 10-0, and the year before that he was 19-0. But a .950 save percentage, and then LaPerriere has not allowed a goal in his NHL career. What? I don't know how long that's going to go on for, but are you kidding me? The goalies are coming in clutch, and I appreciate that. That's a good way to end off the video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.